Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Shoplifters of the World. Not exactly sure how this ended up on my list, like a lot of the other movies that end up on my list, but it's there. I looked at the actors. Usually that's how I find it. I see an actor I like, I'm like, alright, let's see what kind of movies they're in that I haven't seen, I choose that one. But Joe Manganiello, you know who I mean, is the only name I recognize, and I don't go looking for movies that he's in to go and watch. So, although I did like some of the most recent stuff anyway, so I'm not sure how this ended up. But it takes place in 1987 in Denver, Colorado, with a bunch of Smith fans, friends of the band, the Smiths, and I guess they break up or something like that, and so they hijack the airwaves to play Smith songs. I don't know. I thought it was going to be about them shoplifting, and it was a crazy night of them going out and shoplifting, but that doesn't seem to be the case as I read IMDb. 5.4 on IMDb, but only 257 people have rated it so far. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. So let me get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea. I don't think it's about shoplifting, but it could be. But I'll tell you, I'll check in and let you know what it's about, and then let you know if it's worth watching. So stick around, I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Shoplifters of the World. Sorry no check-in tonight. I don't think it was needed. It wasn't that like an in-depth movie where I have to break it down for you. Really, it's about a couple of friends. So Denver, Colorado, 1987. Some kids who are just out of high school, planning on going to college. And the year the Smiths break up, they happen to be huge Smiths fans. And one guy who works at the record store. So there's four friends and a guy who works at the record store. He's the one who decides to go and hijack the radio airwaves while the other four of them go out for the night. And the whole time he is playing the Smiths. He is Joe Manganiello, whatever. He's the DJ, but he's like a heavy metal DJ. But then the hijacker, the record store kid, holds him up and starts playing the Smiths. So the whole soundtrack of the movie is the Smiths, and that's probably right there is the biggest piece of this. I think for people who are Smiths fans would absolutely love this movie. Now I'm not saying that I didn't because I'm not a Smiths fan. I mean, I finally heard a song that I recognized, but I didn't let that take away from me. Again, I think it takes it to a different level if you're a fan of the band. If you're not, it's just a film about music, you know what I mean? Because I think that there's something to be said for the fans and how dedicated they were, what it all meant to them. There's a deeper meaning, I think, to people who really followed the band and enjoyed the music and all that kind of stuff. So, that aside, Shoplifters of the World, so our main female character goes to that record store where this kid was working, and she steals, but he lets her because he has a crush on her. Is really what it's all about, and that's why it's called that. Her name was Cleo, as the credits roll. Helena Howard. I've never heard of her before, but she was our main character. Anyway, so on and so forth. The soundtrack is going on, and then these four people are going out and trying to party. Her best friend is joining the army the next day, so they're going out to try and have a good time before he leaves the very next day. And it's all about really them finding themselves. I know that sounds cliche, but ultimately that's what the storyline is about. It's kids who have just graduated high school and finding who they are, finding out who they are. They talk about what are they going to do, life after high school, what are their relationships like, what is their sexuality like, all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, they're all like dressed like the Smiths, and they have that whole thing going on. And of course, there's jocks and metalheads, whatever. So that whole dynamic is in the film. So in the end, I found it was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I just think it would have been a lot better if I was a big fan of the band, to be honest with you. But otherwise, I felt it was good. It was a fun movie. It was well told. It, nothing Oscar-worthy, but, it's a fun night out for kids, who are just out of high school trying to have a good time another guy trying to prove a point or trying to rally behind a cause kind of situation. So I thought Joe M. I thought he was funny, as he usually is. He's in a lot of good movies, and he has like not a huge role, but he has a decent role in this one. And you know, he adds a little bit of flavor to it, if you will. So I enjoyed that. So there you go. That's what I got for you. Not much else there. I think it's worth a watch if you like music, if you like movies about the 80s, because you do see a lot of it's very nostalgic, especially the way they dress, of course. You know, and there are that's really it. Just the way they dress. I didn't really notice anything else that didn't stand out to me, like the cars or anything like that. She drives a Volkswagen Beetle. But so if you like movies about the 80s, you know, referencing Pretty in Pink, so on and so forth, you might enjoy this. If you like the Smiths, you have to watch this. So there you go. That's what I got for you. If you don't like the Smiths and you hate them, don't watch this movie. It's all of that. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful. If it was, feel free to drop me some comments. Love to hear from you. But that's all I got for you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, of course, right? Alright, I know you did. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.